So this is it. Let's get into it. Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Nora, and today I'll be showing you my organization system for all of my fancy ladies. So most of the projects that I have in here are Mirabilia, Bella Filipina, Lavender and Lace, I think some Nora Corbett and Butternut Road as well, but I'll go through all of them with you. I'll show you the folder up close real quick. So this is what it looks like. I'm not sure if you want to find something similar like this online, what you're supposed to look for. I think I found it under accordion document folder, something like that. I believe a lot of people use these for taxes for some reason, because it was like under that subsection of the organization website I was looking at. But yeah, so this is what it looks like up close. So it is like an accordion style thing. I really wanted it to be an accordion style folder because a lot of folders like this exist, but most of them are like fan out folders. So the bottom will stay cinched in while the upper parts can, you know, fan out. But with this one, because I knew that I was going to be storing my fabric and my beads and everything in it, I wanted to make sure that it could spread out as much as it needed to. The way I have this sorted at the moment is that each folder will contain the pattern, the called for beads, and the planned for fabric. Some of these folders will contain multiple patterns just because I don't really have any of the materials for them yet. And then here at the very end is all of the excess fabric that I haven't assigned to a project yet. So I'll be showing these as well because maybe you see some combinations of patterns or you have some suggestions of what could look nice on them. But yeah, we're just gonna jump straight into it. I'm going to go from this end to this end. Most of the projects here are fully or mostly kitted up. These are less kitted up. There is an organizational system behind this. It's in my head, I can't explain it, but yeah, we'll be going from here to here and we'll just jump straight into it. Okay, so I have to apologize beforehand. All of the beads are packed in little plastic baggies, so yeah, there's going to be a lot of rustling and crinkling in this video. I'm so sorry, I know a lot of people don't enjoy this, but there's nothing I can do about it at this moment. But yeah, I'm gonna jump into the first project, which is Siren and the Shipwreck by Mirabilia. This is what she looks like in case you haven't seen her before. And here is the fabric I have planned for her. It's not the called for, but it looks a lot like it. The called for is, wait, does it say here? Sea Lily Linen. I have Mermaid's Grotto by Fiberlicious Yummy Fiber, 32 count linen. And I chose it because it looked a lot like the mock-up. And I also have here in a plastic baggie, again, sorry, I have all of the beads, Krynic. I think actually most of the Krynic has been replaced by a Petite Treasure braid because I too am a victim of the international global Krynic shortage at the moment. So quite a few of my projects have been replaced, the Krynic has been replaced by Petite Treasure braids. The reason I'm showing you this project first is because this will probably be my next fancy lady. My plan is to start her this summer, and I am attending the Essex Needles retreat in September this year, and I'm kind of hoping to plan it in such a way that I can have her finished by at the retreat when I'm there. So yeah, this is currently the plan. She will definitely, well, I never want to say definitely, but she will 99.9% likely be the next fancy lady that I do. So yeah, she's fully kitted up, she's fully ready to go, and I'm excited to hopefully finish her at the Essex Needles retreat. Next we have Fairy Flora by Mirabilia. I think this design is out of print now, and I found it so strange. I got this one off of Facebook Marketplace, but for as far as I know, there's no way to open these packages without like removing the seal. And this one is still completely sealed, so I thought this was such a win when I got this one on Facebook Marketplace. So yeah, this is what she looks like. She is fully kitted when it comes to the beads and the Krynic and everything. She isn't really all that bead heavy, definitely not in comparison to Siren and the Shipwreck. But these are the fabrics I currently have planned for her. So one of these is definitely a front runner. This is Dusty Rose by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers, again a 32 count linen. And the other one is quite similar. This is Fairyland, also a 32 count linen by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. They are quite similar, but I do think that one of them is a little bit warmer than the other. I like them both. Thing is, I saw it was a finish by June X Rivera, I think his Instagram is. I'll tag him, well, I'll put his link in the description below. But he finished his Fairy Flora on like a dark greenish kind of fabric, and because I saw that finish, I'm now kind of hoping to at some point come across like a dark petrol-y fabric. And the thing is, so I'm keeping her aside, even though she's fully kitted up and I really want to stitch her, I'm keeping her aside until at least the Essex Needles retreat, because I'm believing some fabric dyers will also be selling their products there. And if I were to find a dark petrol kind of like fabric at the retreat, then I will definitely be switching that fabric well, I'll be switching these fabrics for the dark petrol one, because I love that finish of his so much. He also did a conversion of the face and the wings and everything. It was gorgeous, but the colors I think stayed mostly the same. And just like the combination of the pinks and the reds and yeah, just everything on that dark green fabric, it was just so gorgeous. So yeah, he definitely inspired me. And so there are options in case I don't find anything petrol-y. I will be using one of these, but I'm just keeping it aside just in case. Okay, so next projects are sister designs. So I'm gonna pull out one first. So this is Hanan by Bella Filipina. So I still have her in the pocket and everything. The fabric I have planned for her and her sister design is 32 Galaxy Linen by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers again. This is an opalescent fabric. So yeah, I really thought that the combination of those two would work out well, since they're deities of like the heavens, the stars, whatever. So yeah, I thought this would be a nice combination when it comes to the fabric. And then here are the beads for her. Again, I might have some of these substituted for petite treasure braids where the Cryonics weren't available. But yeah, some nice colors. I'll pull out her sister as well. So she has the same fabric, so I won't show that one again. But this is Mayari. And these are her beads and Cryonic and possibly petite treasure braids, everything. I hope you guys can kind of see it through the plastic. I know I don't want to pull everything out because I'm scared that I'll be mixing them up and everything. But yeah, I'm hoping you guys get a good idea of what's included in these projects. Actually, I just realized Hanan is fully kitted, but Mayari isn't yet. I think we're still waiting on some Cryonic for her as well. I think it's only one color that I'm missing for her, so yeah, it's a whole thing. I'm gonna go into the next project, which is Woodland Fairy, I believe, by Mirabilia as well. She is fully kitted. Let me just show you the design. And in a rare turn of events, I'm planning on using the called for fabric for this design. Yeah, I contemplated using some other fabrics at some point, but in the end, I really like this combination. If I happen to find something better, I will try and use that. But until then, I'm happy with this combination, the called for. There's a website that I really like. It's the Design and Fabric Viewer. And it's really easy because you can put in the design of the pattern and also then see what the combination would look like with different kinds of colors of fabric. Yeah, you can find like Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers, Swigart, pole stitches, like all of these different kinds of dyers. You can test what the pattern would look like on their different kinds of fabrics, and I really love that website. So far I haven't tried it yet with this design, so that's the reason why I'm mostly sticking with the called for fabric at this moment. She does have quite a lot of beads and Cryonic, oh my gosh, and yeah, apparently she's fully kitted, so this is everything that I need. I'm guessing some of these are petite treasure braid as well. No, it's all Cryonic, so this must have been kitted up before the great shortage of the 2020s. I don't know what to call it, but yeah, so that's what she's looking like. She's not really super high on the list for me to stitch. There is some interesting elements to her, like I really love the ribbons and her wings look really cool, but she's definitely not like on the top of my list. But you know, sometimes it happens that a design isn't really like my first thing that I want to stitch, but I will pull them out because I'm having trouble deciding for what I want to stitch. So yeah, there's still a big chance that she'll show up one of these coming years. Depends on the situation at the time. Next is another fully kitted project. This is Blooming Bride by Mirabilia as well. I believe this one is now out of print too. She doesn't really, wait, no, she does call for a lot of beads. Let me just get the packet out here. Again, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, but she really has like a really lovely combination of reds, blues, greens. Again, sorry for the crinkling. Yeah, there's one type of bead here that I'm really loving the look of. 00367. Let me just pull that one out because it's giving like an oil slick kind of vibe, and I really love the way that it would suit with this design. I think that's really gorgeous. Yeah, as for the fabric that's called for is coffee bean, and it looks like it to be a dark brown. I just have a regular dark brown Zweigart linen. I'm not sure if this is the color of coffee bean. It's just dark brown. So not sure if this is the called for, but I am planning on possibly stitching this on the brown as it's shown in the mock-up. So yeah, that's her. Again, not super high up on my list. I do, like, the thing is with this particular design, like, this normally wouldn't speak to me, but it's just all these colors that are just in between the white dress. That's what really makes this design for me. A lot of brides, I think, are kind of boring because they don't really have that much color, but in this case, I mean, she is packed full of color in between the whites. So yeah, at some point, I'm happy to get to her. I do believe that if I will be stitching her, I will be doing some kind of conversion to her face, because I do think that she looks kind of stern. I'm hoping you can see it. Like, she's pretty. It's just, I don't know, she doesn't really look all that happy to be getting married. So I think I might be doing some kind of changes to the back stitch, because I feel like that can have a lot of effect already in the expression of a face. But yeah. That's her. Oh, she also has some Karen water lilies, only one, but I think I have for every single one of these designs, I do have everything when it comes to the Karen water lilies, for as far as I know. Because I love Karen water lilies, I will use any excuse to buy more of them. So I think at one point I went through all of my current patterns and just ordered all of the Karen water lilies that I still needed. So yeah, those are normally all set. Okay, so the next design is another sister design to the project that I'm currently working on. I'm currently working on Sol Tropica by Bella Filipina. It's also a mermaid. It's like the sun version of this Luna Mystica moon version. So yeah, this is Luna Mystica. She is also, I think, fully kitted apart from one Krynic. Wait, which one is it then? Again, I have it written down here somewhere. It's 001 Elf, and for as far as I know, there isn't a Petite Treasure Braid conversion for that one. So yeah, she is waiting to be stitched. Just waiting on that one Krynic. I only like to start stitching something when I have it fully kitted, because I don't have the time or I have a lot of patience. I just don't have a lot of patience when it comes to starting and finishing a project. Once I start something, I need to be able to finish it right away. So yeah, I'll be stitching her on the same fabric that I'm currently stitching Sol Tropica on. You can see on my Instagram what it looks like, but it's this azure blue Zweigart even weave, and this is one of my favorite colors of even weave. I would stitch any mermaid on this color. It's also that kind of bluish green color that I love. But yeah, that's the plan for fabric at the moment. And then here I have all of the Krynic beads, everything. She is going to be very shiny, as is Sol Tropica. Although some of the beads, and I've noticed this in Sol Tropica as well, some of the beads are like the frosted glass effect, so they're not really all that shiny. They're more dull, or more like, yeah, frosted. I'm not sure how to explain it. Yeah, some of these are also not really all that shiny, but you know what? The Krynic will help with that, I'm sure. I'm excited to stitch her once I have the Krynic in my hands. She's definitely high up on my list once I get that. Next design is Christmas Elegance by Mirabilia. This is MD6, and it's also unopened. That's cool. Yeah, she is currently planned to be stitched when it's around Christmas time this year. That's loose planning on my end, but it is something that I'm looking forward to stitching sometime this year or next year, because her beads are, yeah, she's a big girl. She will be stitched probably on, this is Blue Spruce 32 count Zweigart. I used the same fabric for Nightingale, my other Mirabilia, and I really love this color. I think it will go well with the design as well. She's also stitched on a dark bluish color, and it looks like the night sky with the snowflakes and everything, so I think this will be a good fabric for her. The beads I have here in a little baggie. Yeah, she has quite a few, and I will be enjoying the heck out of it. All right, yeah, I'm just looking at her dress, and it looks like Nora is so good with creating like waves and fabric and everything, and look how swooshy and like luxurious that fabric looks like. So I'm really looking forward to stitching the dress on this one. Not sure if I'll be doing the skin 1/1 for her. I'll have to look into that, but yeah, she looks so luxurious. Yeah, hoping to get to her this Christmas time. Okay, so this next design is Titania, Queen of the Fairies by Mirabilia. And this design is kind of an outlier in the sense that I have her fully kitted. I have everything that I need for her. I have the Krynic, I have the beads, everything, she's all set up. Thing is, there is a Facebook group called Mirror on the Wall, and there is somebody there who posted a conversion of Titania with a blue dress. It's called the Sea Glass conversion, I believe. And yeah, the dress is like tealish, bluish. Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's blue and it's not pink, and I don't like pink, especially not this kind of dusty pale pink that happens to be here in the dress. I think she is beautiful and she looks beautiful as she is, but I'm still contemplating whether or not if I want to start the Sea Glass conversion instead of this one. I do have almost all of the needed materials for if I wanted to start her in the blue version. But yeah, I haven't been able to make my mind up yet. I do, however, have a fabric set out for her, and this is Unicorn Dreams by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. I believe this is it's a 32 count even weave, and it's opalescent. I'll just open her up a little bit so you can get an idea of what it looks like. To me, this is like what would happen if an oil slick became pale. That's kind of what this vibe is giving me, and I feel like if I were to do her in the pink version, it would fit on the fabric because there is some pink there. And if I wanted to do her in the blue version, that would also work out because there is quite a bit of blue in here. So yeah, I think the fabric is almost completely sorted out. It's just going to be a question as to whether I'm going to stitch her blue or pink. So yeah, she's what's her name? In my mind, she's actually Sleeping Beauty. You know that scene where at the end where the dress changes from blue to pink the entire time? Yeah, that's her for me. So fabric is all set, beads are present. Yeah. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'll see if I can put a picture up of the Sea Glass conversion, but honestly, in my mind, blue will always win over pink. It's just, yeah, she really does fit the vibe of the pink. It's just that it's not my favorite color. But yeah, that's something I'll have to decide for in the future. This is another sister design of the previous one, of Titania. This is a Midsummer Night's Fairy. And again, another outlier in the sense that I had already started her on fabric. I'd started her very quickly on this even weave. Here you can see here, this is like the most minuscule, pathetic start I ever had. And the thing is, because she is a sister design for Titania, I just thought it would be so sad for Titania to have this beautiful unicorn kind of like fabric and for her to be stitched on only this. Well, it's a gorgeous color, it doesn't really have the impact of something that's dyed and that has different colors and everything. So I stopped her at the very start of stitching her because I just wasn't sure if I wanted to continue stitching on her when she would look so different from her sister. I do have another fabric that's possible for her. That would be this one, Castle in the Sky by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. It's also a opalescent. This is a linen though, it isn't an even weave, so that's also kind of making me second guess whether or not this would be a good option for her as well. But yeah, I do have this option. This is one of those ones where I'm going to be looking out for a different fabric, possibly at the Essex Needles retreat, because I'm not entirely convinced about either one of these. Yeah, and again, she is fully kitted. I have all of the Krynics and everything in here. She will be very sparkly. She is one of my favorite designs when it comes to like the colors and everything. She looks really elegant and kind of whimsical in my eyes. I love her wand really much. But yeah, it's just when I love a design that much, the fabric really is very important to me because I want to give them something that, you know, honors the design. Yeah, it's just this color I feel like it's too boring, but this color I feel like might be too busy to show off the colors, because actually when you look at her dress, it looks blue, but when you look at the actual colors that are called for, most of the blues in her dress are actually just like a kind of bluish gray. And because they are more gray than blue, I feel like it would kind of look washed out on top of this fabric. And it wouldn't on top of this one, but this one is more. So yeah, it's a whole thing. I still haven't decided what I'll do here. Yeah. Next. All right, my next design is something that I find so absolutely gorgeous. This is the Sleeping Beauty by Nora Corbett. I think this is the, yeah, it says here it was her 5th design. Yeah, she is just so stunning. Problem is, she's also huge. Apparently, like the standard size of fabric, if you wanted to stitch her on a standard size, you will only get like, what is it, like 5 centimeters from the edge of the fabric. So 1, you'd have to get her perfectly centered. 2, you'd have to have a perfectly cut piece of fabric. And even then, like, how do you, yeah, it's a whole thing. I had fabrics set aside for her. Like, look at this. I have at least 3 ready to see what she would combine with best. Very different vibes for all of these. I don't know what I was thinking, but I had this dark greenish. I have this muted purple, plum, yeah, not plum, yeah, just mauve-ish. And then I believe this is also another cut of Stony Point, but I'm not entirely sure. But I had these 3 for that design. And yeah, so none of them will do because all these fabrics are the standard size fabric, and she needs, what does it say here? It says something, does it say something about the inches? No, it doesn't. It doesn't tell you what kind of size of fabric you need if you wanted to stitch her. So that's something that I'll have to calculate at some point. But yeah, I love the different textures that she was able to incorporate in this design. Like, especially here in the dress, all the little spirals and everything, she's going to be gorgeous. And yeah, apart from the fabric, I have her fully kitted, so I'm really just waiting to find a big enough cut of fabric that I will like in combination with the design. But after I have that, oh boy, she's getting made. Yeah, as for the beads and everything, it says I have everything kitted here in my notes, but I think these are kind of low. Oh no, she only calls for 3 beads, 3 packs. That's barely anything. I wonder how that works with the dress, because like I said, all these spirals and everything in that dress, I'm not sure how that works. That's interesting. I'll have to see if there's maybe some corrections made to this pattern, because sometimes the Mirabilia patterns will still have some errors written in them, and there's a corrections file somewhere online, and I believe this one, I might have seen something about this one needing 3 packs of one of the sets of beads. I'll have to check. But my notes say she's fully kitted, so I'm just going to trust them. But yeah, once she gets there, once I have everything, she's high up on the list of things that I want to stitch. Just those textures that were created. It's, yeah, she's perfect. Also the roses and on the top, it's just, yeah, this whole thing, it's, I think this one's also out of print. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not sure what, I don't have the current list of all the out of print patterns at the moment. If any of these are out of print and I've stitched them, then they'll be going to a good home. I'll put them online selling, whatever. I'll figure something out to do with them. Okay, so these 2 are sister designs again. I have the Rose of Sharon and Rose Arbor. I'm not sure if they were actually sister designs, like within what's it called? Within the catalog. But to me, because they both have this like archway on top of them, I think they look absolutely gorgeous together. So the thing is, I want for these 2 to have the exact same fabric. And so far, I've had no luck with finding a fabric that I like for both of them. It's going to be pretty neutral, the thing that I'm thinking about. Like the fabric that I'm thinking about picking, it's going to be like a neutral color. I think this one calls for a natural fabric, and oh, they both call for natural linen by Zweigart. But I think that's kind of a little bit too boring. So again, this is one of those ones where if I see at the Essex Needles Retreat that somebody is selling 2 of the same fabric and it's quite neutral, but it has some kind of like life to it, some kind of design to it, then I'll probably purchase it for these 2. But I do want them to be on the same fabric. It's really strange that both of these are natural linen, but the effect in the mock-up is completely different. Like this one looks a lot more gray. And yeah, I do have all the called for them as well. Not a lot here. I think one of these is, yeah, the Rose of Sharon is only DMC, and it's only Rose Arbor that calls for these Mill Hills and Crinix. And it says here in my notes that everything for them is kitted, although I only see one Chronic, and I believe she calls for a couple. I'll have to check. But yeah, my notes say she's fully kitted. Again, I'm gonna trust my notes. But next up we have, where are we? What's next? Let me just check my notes. Okay, so I think we're moving into the projects here that are less kitted. So this one is Fairy Idol. I have absolutely nothing for her. She is, again, like Sleeping Beauty, she is one of those that requires a larger cut of fabric, because if you wanted to stitch her on a regular cut, you would also only get like a tiny margin for framing and for finishing and everything. But yeah, that's what she looks like. So she's huge. Wait, it says here, it's in inches, so I don't really understand it. It's a 15.5 on 19.3 inches. Not sure what that means, but yeah, she is quite big. I have thought with this particular design, I really like the look of her. The thing is, this rabbit scares me. I don't know if you can see her, but this buddy rabbit, I don't know, he looks sinister to me. Why is he in her bedroom? I don't trust him. So I'm trying to find like an edit online of somebody who stitched this without the rabbit to see if I can maybe copy it, because I don't know, it freaks me out. I can't. Me and animals, it's just animals in cross stitch generally, it's not, yeah, no, it just looks sinister. Look at how pointy the ears are. Sorry, I know it's in my head, but it's just, yeah, no, it's the rabbit that's throwing me off. Everything else about this I love, because there's some really beautiful elements. Like, I love a good chandelier. The bird is really pretty. The dress looks nice. I mean, there's a lot of things to love here. It's just that damn rabbit. It's, yeah, scary. I'm trying to find my place in the folder. I'm losing it again. Okay, great. Next one, this is Rose Celebration. I haven't seen this one stitched an awful lot. She calls for quite a few Mill Hill beads, but I have none of them. I don't think I've started kitting her up yet. I really like the flowers and everything in her. I'm not completely sure about the face. I'm not, like, there's something around her neck that's happening. I'm not sure if it's an earring, but it just kind of, yeah. I haven't figured out what to make of her face yet. Like, she's gorgeous in total. It's just like when I look at the individual elements of her face that I'm kind of thrown off a bit. Like, it looks a little bit small for her body as well. I'm not entirely sure. She's gorgeous. She's just not on top of the list. Again, she does have some really nice texture in her. Like, in that dress, there's some really nice elements. She has kind of like a textured ribbon that really looks nice. But yeah, she's not on top of the list for stitching right away. She's not even started kitting up yet. I've not even started kitting her up yet, so she will be for the back burner. But she is really gorgeous. And I believe she's also out of print, not entirely sure. But again, once I've finished stitching all of the out of print ones, they'll be sold on for a fair price. Everybody will get a good home. This next one is Stone Roses, and it's the same thing here. I have nothing kitted up for her. I have seen some really gorgeous conversions of this on the Facebook pages. Like, people turn her into a fairy, or instead of her being all gray, they give her color. Like, I've seen a lot of really nice edits to this design. Also, the reason why I really like this one is because I've never seen Nora do this, but it gives kind of like a band sampler kind of vibe with those little elements at the bottom. Like the garlands and everything. I don't feel like I've ever seen that in another Nora Corbett or Mirabilia design. So I was really intrigued by this. I was wondering if maybe some specialty stitches were called for in there, but I don't believe there are. But if there are, then I'll be happily surprised, because I really love using specialty stitches in my cross-stitch designs. So yeah, I haven't opened her up yet. She's also not, she's still sealed. So I don't know. I'll have to check sometime. Oh, there's ribbon called for. Oh no, now I'm scared. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out when I get to her, but she hasn't been kitted up yet, so it'll be a while. Next up is The Kiss. This is by Nora Corbett. It's also one of the first designs by her. I don't believe I've seen this one stitched an awful lot. I think the times that I have seen it stitched, elements of the design were removed. Like, I remember I think I saw a finished once on one of the Facebook groups that was without the sky. But for my end, and the thing that I'm not liking about this design is the floor. Like you have this little area of all the same color and then this checkerboard pattern. That's the part of the design I don't like. I really love all the reds and the blue combination here in the sky. Also, this is the first man that I've seen in a Mirabilia. Well, I know there's more, but it's the first man that I have in my collection and the first one that I've owned. Yeah, he's there. I see that this design calls for 5 Krynics, so yeah, that's not gonna happen anytime soon. But yeah, I haven't started kitting her up. She is gorgeous. I do want to stitch her at some point. Again, like the texture that's created in the fabrics of her dress are just absolutely stunning. But yeah, she's not going anywhere for a while. Again, I do think this is a... Wait, is this an out of print one? I'm not even sure. Like, I don't have the list in my head. What do I have next? I think I'm getting close to the end. Here we have... Oh, I love this one. Roses of Provence. This is what she looks like. And she also is not kitted whatsoever. I have a hair in here. My hair gets everywhere. Yeah, I have nothing for her. I don't think I even have fabric assigned to her yet, even though I do believe that I have some fabrics in here that would suit her. Actually, I'm just thinking maybe I can do, because I am looking into a pink on pink design, and she does have a lot of pink in her. I think maybe she might look nice on like a blush color fabric. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, haven't started kitting her up. Don't have any of the beads. Krynic, for as far as I know. Yeah, it's just waiting on the fabric. She has a lot of white in her as well, so I think, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure about the pink on pink now, because, you know what, I'll keep that for myself. You can tell me, you know what, usually whenever I go into the Facebook groups and I enter like the name of a design, I can find a lot of really nice combinations that other people have done with their designs, and some of the combinations I never would have thought of myself, so I'm just gonna have to, you know, see what other people have done. Maybe go on the Design and Fabric Viewer website again. But yeah, that's her. What do I have next? I do have one that's looking very kitted here. Oh yes, okay. So this is my pride and joy, and I'm so much looking forward to stitching her at some point. This is Adia the Garden Fairy. She's also still sealed. I'm not sure how that happened, but I think she is one of the most gorgeous fairies that Mirabilia has ever released. Yeah, she calls for a lot of Mill Hill, a lot of Krynic. I do believe I have her almost fully kitted. Let me just check my notes. Yeah, I do have her fully kitted. The only thing is, again, the Krynic was replaced by Petite Treasure Braids. But here is everything needed to stitch her. She will be quite busy. And as for the fabric, I have this Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers in the color Secret Garden. So we have Adia the Garden Fairy, and then the fabric is called Secret Garden. I think that's such a nice combination. I'll open it up a little bit, because these Fiberlicious Yummy Designs fabrics, they really deserve their, you know, being fully seen. Yeah, I think it's also opalescent as well. Yeah, I think this is going to look really nice. I mean, she has a mostly yellow dress, I think. If I looked up the Design and Fabric Viewer, like the combination of these two would really work out, because there's quite a bit of purple in her. I think those are complementary colors. I'm not entirely sure. Either way, she looked gorgeous on that fabric in the mock-up that was provided on that website, so I'm excited for this. Yeah, this will probably be high up on the list to stitch at the beginning of next year, whenever I feel like I need a little bit of a pick-me-up when it comes to my designs. Maybe once spring is in the air next year. Wow, that garland, I'm not sure what to call it, but she has so many beads in that little thing that she's holding, and that's just going to look so cool. So yeah, really excited for her, really happy to have her fully kitted up. She's definitely high up on the list of things to stitch next. It's just need to find the time and the, you know, the right atmosphere when it comes to the weather of the seasons. So next up we have this one. I think is kind of like a sister design to the Roses of Provence one, but this is Ashley's Roses. She looks like a younger sister to the Roses of Provence design. I believe I do have her fully kitted up. Let me just check, because she only calls for 3 Mill Hill beads. Let me check my notes. Is she fully kitted? No, I have nothing for her. Okay, so, but she only has 3, so that shouldn't be too hard. When I first saw her, there is a particular fabric by Paul Stitch's design called Grass to Sky, I believe. And at first I had thought of ordering that fabric specifically for this design, but then I saw that she is already like standing on grass in the design, like she already has like a patch of grass underneath her. And I just thought, what if I just have the luck of stitching her, because I always start from the middle of the fabric, and that the grass ends up where the sky is already starting in the fabric. So decided to not go for that in the end. The fabric that I do have for her at the moment, and I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to use this one, is one by Barbarelle Creations, I believe. Yeah, Barbarelle Creations. I believe they're in Europe. I'm not sure. I think they're located in Germany. Not entirely sure. But I'll just open this up a little bit. And it's this blue and yellow white combination splotches fabric. I think it might be a little bit too busy for the design. I'm not entirely sure, because her dress is quite a lot of white, like quite a lot of block stitching of white. So I did think it might be okay for this fabric. However, like all the other elements in her are extremely busy. So I'm not entirely sure of this combination. Barbarelle Creations fabrics don't show up on the designing fabric viewer, so I can't really do a mock-up of what she would look like on this. But it is something that I'm keeping in mind for her if I ever want to stitch her. And I do at some point. I love the pinks on her. These are the kind of pinks that I don't mind. I don't like dusty pinks and like beigey pinks, baby pinks. I like it when they're punchy, and these pinks are punchy. I think from this point on, we're really getting into the designs that really have almost nothing kitted up. This is White Christmas by Mirabilia again. This design, I like the idea of it. I like the idea of seeing like through stained glass windows and everything. I'm not entirely sure about the color of the fabric, and this is a fabric that I currently have picked out for her. It's like an opalescent Swigart, also like this, yeah, what is this kind of color? Just like rust-ish color. And again, not entirely sure the combination of that color with this design. I am thinking maybe it might be made nicer by filling in the actual stained glass behind her. I'm not entirely sure how I would do that, so I'm still thinking about how I will tackle her. Yeah, she's really pretty. It's one of those things again where I might be changing something in the backstitch of her face. Not entirely sure about that either. I see that the called for here says it's called for 28 count fabric. All the fabrics that I have chosen for her, or for all of my designs, are 32 counts. So that's not going to be anything for me. But yeah, there's four treasures of one type of Mill Hill bead in this one. So I haven't started kitting her up or anything. I don't have anything for her apart from a maybe fabric. But yeah, still thinking about this one. I do really like the design, and I haven't really seen her stitched all that much. The reds in her is just, I don't think I have a lot of Mirabilias with like a lot of punchy reds that take up a lot of the design, and this one does. So yeah, she will be at some point a design that'll start at around Christmas time, but not for soon, because I don't have, yeah, I'm not sure about anything for her. So yeah, no Krynic, no beads, no nothing. And as for the fabric, yeah, I'm really not sure if that's, I don't like it in the mock-up enough to say that I want to copy it even slightly. So yeah, this will be on the back burner for a long time until I've made a decision regarding this. So this is one of those designs that I do actually have quite a bit kitted up. I'm still waiting on a couple of beads and I think some Krynic. She is very bead heavy. This is Dressmaker's Daughter by Mirabilia. Again, not really a fan of the fabric chosen in a mock-up. I am thinking of changing this to a more kind of like neutralish green or blue. Not entirely sure. I'm gonna have to see in the design and fabric viewer what kind of tones would work well with this. But I do love these kinds of designs. It's something completely different from all the fancy ladies, but still has the same kind of like elegant feeling and has a lot of beads, has a lot of water lilies. So I am looking forward to stitching this. I do have, like I said, I have quite a bit of it kitted up already. And this bag is heavy. Like, there is so much called for here. I also love that all of these dresses are different like seasons. I do love like a different season kind of design. I'm also working on the Jeanette Douglas seasonal animal designs at the moment, and I really like the idea of having stitches up on my walls referencing the different seasons. And yeah, I don't know, it does something for me, and the fact that these dresses are kind of within the same theme, this was a must for me to have. I also believe this one is out of print. I'm not entirely sure. I have it unsealed again, not sure how that can happen. This is, oh no, it's not out of print because it's a relatively recent one. It's MD 121, so I'm guessing this is relatively recent. I suppose on that end it must be still available. But yeah, to kit her up, I'll just show you the back. So it's quite an investment. I hope this is in frame. But yeah, let me see if I can count. There's 5 water lilies, there's 2 cryonics, and about a bajillion Mill Hill beads and treasures. So yeah, whatever this is, it's most of that. Yeah, all the different colors in the beads as well. You can tell that the different seasons will be nicely represented. So yeah, this is one of those designs. The second it's been kitted up, it's also going on the top pile of things to do. Really excited for this one. I'm trying to decide which dress I like the most. Probably the winter. I don't really like the fur shrug kind of thing, but I think it looks the most elegant. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Which one would you wear? I feel like this is like there used to be like a Barbie game where you could swipe through and give her different outfits. It's kind of giving me that vibe. So yeah, which outfit would you choose? Okay, next, I think all that's left is really all the designs that I have zero, absolutely nothing, no fabric, no beads, nothing for. Here I'm just going to show you quickly, these are 3 designs, 3 mermaids that I don't have anything prepared for, but they are kind of like in the same design style, I find. This is the Queen Mermaid. Yeah, this is what she looks like. I don't really have anything to say about her other than, you know, it's a mirabilia, it's gorgeous. Of course it is. She calls for 3 cryonics and 5 beads, so not too heavy. I do really like the colors on her, like her fin, the variation in her fin is really nice. And her hair, I like her hair. So yeah, that's the Queen Mermaid. Next is, from, as far as I know, this is one of the ones that has the most beads needed because it's called Mermaid of the Pearls, so I'm imagining that you need a lot of the pearl beads. This is what she looks like. Actually, looking at the back, the called for isn't all that big. There's 3 beads of 03021, 3 packets of that. I'm assuming those will be the pearls within the chandelier or whatever it is that she's holding. But yeah, not really. The thing is, if I were to stitch this design, there is possibly a chance that I might leave out the pink parts of her fin. Just because I don't know, the shape of it is kind of, it confuses me. Apologies for the sudden jump in editing. I had some issues with storage, so I'm just gonna go straight ahead with the rest of the patterns that I have in hopes that the rest will be okay. This is one of the last patterns that I wanted to talk about. This is Waiting for Ships. So this is one of the mermaids that I have absolutely nothing for. No fabric, no beads, no cryonic. But this is probably my favorite of the 3 that I just showed you. The reason being that I really love this little hairband that she has going on. And also I really like the beads on her. She has these little blue stars on her chest and I really like those. So yeah, excited to kit her up. I hope some of these treasures are still available because I know that Mill Hill discontinued a few. And I hope those stars aren't one of them. But yeah, that's Waiting for Ships. Then I have another, oh no, I have another mermaid. It's just it's a Bella Filipina instead of a Mirabilia here. So this is Enchantress of the Abyss. Again, no fabric, no nothing. I have nothing planned for her. I got her as part of like a buy one, get one half off kind of sale on Bella Filipina on one of the websites I was following. And yeah, I got her because I really love the colors in the garland that she's carrying, like those flowers. That's absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna have to see what the called for fabric is because I also really love the look of that. I'm imagining it's a Fiberlicious Yummy Fabrics. Not entirely sure, but yeah, she's really pretty, just not on top of my list to be stitched right now. But I will get to her at some point because I really do like the look of her. I really love the colors. Not that much a fan of her tail, but I do like the greens in it. So yeah, that's her. I'm just gonna put them over here for the time being. Now I have some just like miscellaneous, you know, patterns. This one, for example, this is Angel of the New Dawn. The seller from Facebook Marketplace didn't really have the packets anymore, so I just have it loose in here. But her, I'm not like, I don't really like the mostly white designs, and she is definitely one of them. But the reason that I definitely wanted her is because she has the most beautiful halo around her face. I'm hoping it's in view. And I was thinking, even if I didn't stitch her, because I think she's also an out of print pattern, even if I didn't fully stitch her, the thing that I did want to do is possibly not do the dress, not do the wings, not do anything, but just her face and her bust, and then that halo around her. I think that would also be just like such a beautiful little stitch. I'm sure it wouldn't take up a lot of fabric either, so I'm thinking if I were to stitch her, I would probably do that. Just like the halo with the beads and yeah, her crown and everything. I think that would be so nice. I love a good halo. So yeah, that's Angel of the New Dawn. Then I also have another mostly white design. This is by Lavender and Lace, The Bride. This is, I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be one that's ever going to be stitched. The reason I got it is because the seller wanted to get rid of all of their Lavender and Lace and Butternut Road patterns. So I got all of, you know, quite a couple of these as part of that packet. Yeah, but The Bride, I thought maybe at one point I might be able to stitch it for a friend for their wedding. But it's also, it's like a very intense, all that white. I do like the beads in the veil though. I do like that technique. That would be fun to try, but yeah, not sure if this is ever going to be anything that I'll stitch. We'll have to see, but yeah. Also, like I know you can't usually show the patterns in the videos and everything, but I'm sure nobody can base what's supposed to be stitched based off of what I'm showing here, so I hope it's okay. What else do I have? I do have, oh, this is fun. I have a fabric for this one that I think is absolutely perfect. So I believe this is called Caught in the Wind by Butternut Road. And it's these three girls with their little kites. And the fabric I have for this is just absolutely perfect. I'm like, this isn't my most favorite design. I think it's really cute. But the thing that got me so excited to stitch this at one point is this fabric. It's by Zweigart and it's a 32 count linen. But it has these little dandelions flying in the breeze. And I just thought it would be so cool to have these little girls, you know, flying their kites and then have the wind blowing all these dandelion fluffs around them. I just like the idea of making the fabric part of the art of the actual design that you're stitching. So I'm really looking forward to stitching this at one point. It's probably not going to be anytime soon. But I do, like, if I'm ever going to stitch that design, it will have to be on this fabric. And oh no, I dropped something. Ooh. Next is another in Lavender and Lace, and I do have a fabric set aside for her as well, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to go with it. But this is Queen Anne's Lace, and I really love this one just for the impact that the background provides to this whole design. I love blue and yellow as a combination color of colors as well, so this one just, I saw it in the same sales bin as I did the Butternut Road one, and I was like, okay, this one's coming home with me no matter what. But yeah, it's just the background, the combination of her, the dress, the background, everything. That's so nice. Really love that. This is the fabric that I currently have picked out for her. It's kind of similar to the one I showed you earlier. It's just with these kind of like leaf-ish thingies flying in the wind. Not entirely sure if I'm going to combine this pattern with this fabric just because the fabric is, the pattern is already so impactful that I'm not sure if like the little pattern on the fabric is of any added value to this particular pattern. So this is just like a preliminary fabric, not a definite. I'm still contemplating what I'll do with her. What's it called for? Barnwood Linen or Dirty Linen by Zweigart. Yeah, I'll be able to find something similar, something a little bit more neutral. But yeah. For now, she has something assigned to her, and if I don't use this fabric, it will look so cute for something else, maybe some kind of spring design, so looking forward to it either way. And then my last one is a Lavender and Lace Celtic Spring design. I believe I showed this in an earlier video, but I did decide for myself that I will only start purchasing the winter, summer, autumn designs once once I finish this one, because I do have, as you can see, I have quite a lot of patterns, so I have quite a lot of projects still to go. So I told myself that I will not, unless there's like a sale or something, I will not be buying any of the other season designs just for now. But yeah, that was everything for the patterns. So now I think I'm just going to jump in and show you all of my hand-dyed fabrics. Okay, maybe I'm just going to jump in and show you real quick all of my Zweigart. So these are more like the plain fabrics that I don't really have anything for. So I have quite a few of these. I'm just going to go through them really quickly because they aren't as impressive as the hand-dyeds. So I have this dotted fabric, no idea what I'm going to use this for. I don't think it's going to be applicable for any of the fancy ladies that I have planned, so this will probably go into the pile for projects that aren't fancy ladies, but I have it here in the meantime in case anything pops up. This is an offcut of the large chunk of fabric that I got for Blooming Brides. I just really like this chocolate color. I don't really like a lot of browns, but this one I do like, so I thought I might as well buy 2 of them. This is, I think, one of my favorite colors in Zweigart. I believe this is ice blue. I've stitched, I think, 3 projects on this particular linen so far, and this is one of my favorite colors of theirs. Then I have some, this is also, I believe, a linen by Zweigart. It's also a blue, but it has a little bit of variation in it. Not sure what it's called. I'm thinking it's one of the blue vintage color families, not sure. That's her. Then I have this 32 count. It's just a regular Lugana. Not sure if it's Zweigart. Yes, it is. Yeah, just a sky blue. I do like my blues, as you can see. And this is a fabric that I originally got for Luna Mystica, because it does look a lot like the one that's called for. Let me just see if I can pull her out really quickly. So yeah, if you look at the mock-up, this is a lot like the color that she has on hers. But I just don't like this color. I like the azure blue one that I chose a lot more, so this one is going back in the pile of options for another lady or for some other project. But yeah, that's all of the non-special, non-hand-dyed fabrics. So we're going to jump into the cool ones. A lot of these are Fiberlicious Yummy fabrics. Let me just check. Okay, so here we have a 32 count linen. It's not a opalescent, but it's Unicorn Dreams. So it's the same fabric that I chose for the Titania design. It's just not the opalescent one. Also looks quite a bit like a lighter version of an oil slick, which I really like. So that's her. Then I have Till I Come Home 32 count linen. I knew this one because I've already used it for another design, for my Aquabella Bella Filipina design. That one I used this fabric for as well. And I really thought it would suit another mermaid, so I bought 2 of them. So yeah, that's what that looks like. I'm guessing Mermaid Perfume by Merabilia would maybe look nice on that. I'm not sure. This is Castle in the Sky. So this is one of the fabrics that I also was thinking about giving to Midsummer Night's Fairy. Wasn't sure about. But this is just the plain version, so no opalescence whatsoever. But that's what it looks like. Again, has that oil slick kind of look, which I really like. It's gorgeous, and it will definitely be used in another project. It's just, which one? That's always the question. Next, I have Fall in Love, also by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. This was a fabric that I had set aside for Adia the Garden Fairy at one point, but I decided that that would be too much of the same color on the same color, because Adia is yellow, this one is leaning towards yellow. I wasn't feeling it, but I do really love this color, and I do think it might be nice for like a Halloween lady kind of design, maybe like a witch. Not entirely sure. I need to think about it, but this will definitely be used. I really love this, the look of this. It'll suit a lot of designs, I'm sure. And then this one is the first non-Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers one. This is from Mika's Stich. It's a shop that I found on Etsy. They're from Germany, I believe. And this is a 32 count linen in the color Cleopatra. If you go on their Etsy though, almost none of their shades, fabrics have a name. It's only when you receive it like this that you get to know what the fabric is named. So this is Cleopatra. And this one I'm keeping aside for the design Aphrodite Mermaid. I really think that that design will look beautiful on this fabric. And it is one of the designs that I don't have yet, but I'm keeping my eye out for. So yeah, Aphrodite Mermaid, once it's mine, it will be going on this. So it does have this fabric does have an assigned design, but until I have that design in my hands, I'm going to keep it right here with the rest of the fabrics. Next I have a couple of even weaves, I believe. Let me just check. Yeah, again, so this is also from Mystica. It looks a lot like the one that I decided on for Titania, actually. It's also like this pale oil slick kind of feeling. This color, I'm guessing it's a German word, Keukenhof. Not sure what it means. In Dutch, that means like kitchen garden. So I'm guessing it's something to do with that. It's a 32 count opalescent even weave. Really gorgeous. I think a fairy or something of the like will look perfect on this. Actually, I could maybe do Titania, because I was contemplating doing her in 2 colors. Doing her in the blue conversion instead of the pink one. I could just do her twice, once in the blue and once in the pink, in the fabrics that look similar to each other. That's an option. That'll be insane, but why the heck not? This one is also from Mika Stich, 32 count linen, and this color is called Die Erde, which is the earth, I believe, in German. Love this. Again, it's the bluish greens that always get to me, aren't they? I mean, this is going to look so nice. I think there's so many designs that can go with this. Mermaids, fairies. Yeah, just love it. Very excited to find a pattern that's perfect for this fabric. And I think then we're on to the last packet of fabrics. A lot of Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers again. So this color is Sunrise 32 count opalescent linen by Fiberlicious. So as you can see, it has this nice gradient. It's very bright, extremely bright. I'm hoping if you can see the colors up close and the sparkle. Yeah, so the reason I haven't found anything for this particular fabric yet is because it is so bright. I have no idea what will look good on this. I'm sure something will, it's just I haven't had the thought of what it would be. So yeah, keeping this aside until I find something absolutely perfect for this. But again, it's gorgeous. Love the colors, just it's the execution of the thing that I need to figure out. Oh, this is a brand that we haven't passed, I think. Let me just check. No, I think I mentioned this. This is Barbaral Creations, and the color is called Fairy Wings, and it's a 32 count opalescent linen. Let me just, or is it an even weave? Not sure, does it say here? No, it's a linen. And this is also one of my favorite fabrics in my stash. This is just so incredibly dreamy as a fabric. I'll show it a little bit more up close, but this is, I was also contemplating stitching Adia on this. Like, I'm giving Adia the Garden Fairy all my most beautiful fabrics. I did contemplate stitching her on this as well. I still am, to be honest. But yeah, this is a fabric that I'm so excited to use. This is the dream. Barbaral Creations doesn't really do a lot of new colors, and I haven't seen this one on their site for a while now, so I hope it comes back at some point. But I'm so happy to have had this cut because it's just, yeah, this is my dream fabric. I have so many fabrics that I think like, oh, this is my personality in a linen, but there's so many of those. Then I also have this Fiberlicious Yummy Fabrics. This is in the color Marvelous 32 count opalescent linen. This is just a nice purple. Again, not really an idea of what I'm going to stitch on this, what would look good. The purple is so bright. I'm sure there's something that can fit on there. It's just I haven't found what. And yeah, also I'm kind of scared of stitching on opalescent linen, to be honest. I have quite a few of them. By Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers, but I don't think I've ever actually stitched on. Have I? I might have. I'm not sure. I can't really think at this time. I've been talking for so long. And finally, I have this is my last hand-dyed fabric. This is 32 count linen opalescent Breaking Dawn by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. And if you ask me if I bought this color simply because of the name, because I'm a twihard, Yes, I did. So yeah, this is what it looks like. I'm not sure. Wait, am I holding it the right way? I think so. So yeah, this is basically just, it's a rainbow. It's a rainbow and it's sparkly. And it's named after a Twilight movie. What more could I ask for? Again, no idea what kind of fabric would suit this. Yeah, I'm thinking this might be one of those fabrics that I will need to cut up at some point and only use parts of the gradient because there's just so many colors in them that it's difficult to find a design that really suits this. But if you have any ideas, if any of you have ever stitched on like a rainbow fabric before, please let me know what you did with it, because I'm sure there's some like very creative solutions or combinations that you can make with this. It's just I don't have the brains for it. But yeah, this is the final one. And I think then we've had everything. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to talk too much near the end because I did have my storage issues earlier. But I wanted to finish this video by saying thank you so much for watching. I've definitely seen an increase in subscribers the last couple of weeks, so that's been really nice. I hope that this whole video gave you an idea of my collection. I will also always be updating you whenever I purchase something new that will be added to the box. But yeah, that's everything from my end. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in a next video. Bye!